Hey everyone, Sheldon here, and in this video I'm going to be working on the mainspring housing for the paper M1911. Alright, so first of all, I have a colored pencil right here, which happens to be the right size for the inside diameter of the mainspring housing. So I'm going to use these strips of paper and basically wrap them around the colored pencil using glue until I get the right diameter. So I made a crease right there because I only want glue right here. I don't want any right there or else it'll just stick to the colored pencil, and I want to be able to slide it off when it's done. Just finishing the crease so it goes all the way across. Alright, so I'm just putting some glue on here and try to only get it to that crease. And now I'm just trying to wrap this around here evenly. I need some more glue. And I'm just doing this to keep all the layers together. So there it is, and obviously it needs to dry, but if I take it off, I can measure it. Yeah, it's basically spot on, so that's a good sign. Alright, so the paper cylinder is completely dry now. It's been about 24 hours. So I'm just going to use this and combine it with these pieces here, which you can see these were just cut from a 16 layer piece of hardened paper. I'm just going to put all these together to form the mainspring housing. So these pieces are going to be glued together to make the rounded shape of the mainspring housing. So they're just going to go right here, sort of like that. It's hard to keep everything in place when it's not glued together. And then the cylinder will go right here like that, and then the other side plate will go on there. So I'm just gonna glue these together, just put some super glue on there and try to spread it around evenly and just line it up the best I can, and then just compress the layers together with some pliers. You can see super glue is on my fingers and stuff. You know, it just happens. And it takes a few days for it to come off, but I don't see any other way to do this. I can't wear gloves because it'll just, you know, stick to the piece I'm working on. Okay, and the last one. Alright, that looks pretty good. It's a little bit easier to visualize how it goes together now. Just kind of like this. And the cylinder is going to be trimmed as well. Alright, I'm just going to glue this right here now. So this should be pretty simple. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So now I just need to glue the cylinder right there and the other flat piece on the other side like that. And then I just have some filling and stuff to do to make it look better. Alright, so I'm just going to glue the cylinder in place. So just make sure it's sort of in the corner, if that makes sense. And then I'm just going to put some super glue on the sides. So that's pretty secure, and it hasn't deformed or anything because the colored pencil can still fit inside, so that's good. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and glue the other piece on. Just putting super glue on the highest points that are gonna contact the side piece. And now just gonna put this on here. Alright, so now I'm just gonna trim off the excess of the cylinder, and to do that I'm just gonna put this in here and just cut around it. Alright, so now I just have to do some filling and stuff to make the surface flush all around, nice and smooth, you know, round the back part off a little bit so it's not like this sharp square shape like this. You can see I made this little cylindrical shape here, and this is just going to fit in the bottom of this cylinder, which will make the bottom of the mainspring housing. Because if you look at the template here, you can see the hole doesn't actually go all the way through. You know, here it does, there it doesn't. So to make it match the template, I just have to make sure this is glued inside here. So I'm just putting it in place, and I'm just going to put glue around it. Okay, so I'm just putting some glue there to keep it in place, and just need to let that dry. Alright, so now I'm just going to start filling up the gaps with some super glue and baking soda. So as you can see, I still have some filling and stuff I have to do, and I also have to round the back portion of this, so I'm just going to use this line as reference. So I'm just going to finish cleaning this up, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so here it is. I cleaned it up a little bit. It's not polished or anything yet. I'm just going to do that later because this video has already taken 3 days to film, and I just want to get it out there. You can see I have the rails on there, and I'm going to smooth them out more when I polish everything. I still have to drill a couple holes to finish this off and make the internal components for it. Also, it fits in the gun pretty well. I had to make sure there was no gap on the bottom, but there needed to be a gap right there for the sear spring. You can kind of see it back there. I can fit the X-Acto knife blade in there, and you can also see it from the top. It's this part right there. That's pretty important because on the previous M1911s that I attempted in the past, I just kind of messed up the rail and then there was no gap there, so I couldn't ever fit a sear spring in there. It's starting to look and feel a lot more like an M1911. This is nice and rounded, so it makes it feel more comfortable and ergonomic, I guess you could say, in the hand, and the grip safety will make it feel even better. So thanks for watching this video. As always, I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you can kind of see how some of these parts are constructed. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below or in a personal message, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see all the latest updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video.